make sure that we can, go there. And of course, like it's tournament time. This is a time for upsets, as they say, right? But you have to be disciplined. You have to do the things that you're supposed to do to put yourself in a position to have a chance to win.
Talk to me about what this means for players like Ashley. How much fire
Yeah, I think that it's tough. Being a former player, I know what that looks like, right? But at the end of the day, I think the greatest thing is that, she still, it's at the end of the road, but she still has one more left in her, another one. So, I think that's something for me that I'm grateful for as a coach, with the relationships that I have with my players, to be able to talk to her and help her understand and know that it's one game at a time. And the thing that I love about Ashley is that she always comes in every single day willing to do whatever it takes to figure out how to help us win. And I know that won't be any different come conference time, so tournament time. So just looking forward to helping her be able to, I want her to be in the moment though also too and enjoy it, and be in a situation where she can play and play to the best of her ability, but also enjoy that this is her last conference tournament.
Is there someone else on this team that you felt has really taken a big leap forward in this last month or so? You talked about playing the best basketball in February. Is there anyone else on the team that has been X factor for you guys down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it's came down to the consistent normal players that we've had. You talked about Talia. I think when Talia goes, we go. As to be honest, Nahawa and Ariana and Ashley have been constant across the board. But when you look at the common denominator, when they all play well, we win. And that doesn't mean scoring. That means a lot of other things that happen across the board. Kaden Smith has stepped up for us a lot in a lot of situations. She's hit some big shots for us to win games. She's done a lot of great things. So I would say that she's definitely in that mix of have gotten better from the beginning to where we're at right now. But again, I think at the end of the day, sometimes we always look at wins and losses, but it's not just about the wins and the losses, it's also the growth and how much they've grown individually as players to help our team be able to compete. When you look at our schedule, you look at the scores, the top two teams are the teams that have really basically put it on us. And so I know we're about to face one of those teams in the tournament, but I'm also confident, and I know that in the first half of these games, we're pretty much there. So we got to clean up some things and get discipline on the other side of the ball so we can get some stops.
Coach, you talked about we played Chattanooga twice, like we have the other teams in the league. Now that we're playing them in tournament this week, in your mind, what's the highest priority of the aspect of our game that needs to come together to give us the best chance to win?
Yeah, as I said, we got to defend. That's the most important thing. That little point guard, she's really, really good. Took it downhill on us all the time. They got inside, kicked the ball out a lot, so we gave up threes. So we got to be able to defend, but we got to make open shots. We got a lot of good opportunities. We missed a lot of layups. We missed a lot of open shots. We got to be confident to put the ball in the hole. And the rest of the stuff, they say rebound and defense, that wins championships. So it's going to win a game for us. It's one game at a time. So that's what we got to do.
Coach, you were talking about how when it comes to tournament play, you've been successful. What has worked for you in the past?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just the key element of the players following the game plan. This is a time that, all coaches live for. I'm excited to have the opportunity for our team to go to a conference tournament. For us to have a game plan and get them ready. My job as the head coach is to get them motivated, ready to go, and put us in the best position where we can have a chance to win. And that's why I said that I've been here before. I've done it a lot, won a lot. This is the time of the year that I really love, like every coach. Our job is to get them and get them, and I think we've done a good job of that, getting them prepared and ready even after tough losses. So I think this is the good thing for me going into practice today and meeting with our team is I can tell them that we've done this before, right? So I think the most important thing is that once we've done that and we carry it over to get a win afterwards, we was more disciplined in the things that we needed to do. So I think just enjoying the journey, man, and that's what I'm gonna talk to them about, because now everyone's in the same situation, right? It's 0-0 for everybody, you know. So one game at a time, and so that's the whole point of it.
When you talked to them and you were motivating them for the next step, I guess, is it going to require you to think like a mentality switch? Because before it was like, okay, we didn't get this one, on to the next one. Now it's do or die. So what do you think needs to change?
Yeah, I think the most important thing I got to get with my first group that steps foot on the floor, right? Because when you first start in the game, that's the most important thing, right? And I think that's why me talking to my point guard like I did was earlier, and talking to our, you know, Ashley and the rest of that core group, they have to understand and know it starts with them. So that's the way the mindset has to flip. Is it has to be, you know, the regular season and the conference is over. Now we're moving on to this stage of where we're at, and everyone is in the same boat. No matter what the records are, no matter what it looks like, we're all fighting for the same thing. So I think it's just getting that first five, that group together, and getting them to understand and know that we have a plan in place and following this coaching staff where we can get, you know, that first. The hardest thing in a conference tournament is to win that first game. And once you get past that first game, then everybody it's the exciting moments. It's the quick turnaround for everyone. It's the adjustments and everything else. So yeah.
With the quick turnarounds for you, do you think that helps momentum, or do you think it's kind of like you guys struggle because it's like, oh, we just came up with this, now we just focus on this?
No, I think that we've been through it now, right? And I think that that's a situation that it definitely. I mean, they're gonna be rolling off adrenaline when you get to after that first win and you keep going. You know, all the championships and all the tournaments I've been a part of it. That's what it is. You're ready to move to the next one and excited to be able to survive in advance.
Okay, anything else, Coach Herb? All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.
All right, we'll bring up Coach Ritter. Well, for these guys, they are not going to have to dig deep recently to find the scouting report. I don't know how many times it happens, but it is for the men's team. Played Western Carolina Saturday. Going to turn right around and play them again this Friday, 5 o'clock.
All right, good afternoon. Shoot, man, this thing's coming to an end. So I feel like we were just up here giving the outlook of the season, and now here we are going into conference tournament. And, you know, obviously Saturday felt good to go out for these seniors, get a win at Hawkins Arena. Thought our guys played with edge. It was fun to coach them. And, you know, as we move into the conference tournament, you know, we said from the beginning when we playing our best basketball. And, I mean, the truth is that we've had some results that didn't go our way, but I think with our group, if you just watched us practice right now, you know, it's a physically, mentally locked-in group that feels, you know, we're one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament. You know, you look at our last 2 weeks, we played 7 out of 8 really good halves of basketball, got the result in 2 of them, didn't get the result in the other 2. So, you know, when you go and look, obviously beating West Carolina, I think helps our guys' confidence. But as you look through the league, you know, if you take every team, and this is just the truth, everyone with the exception of Wofford, we've had a chance to win the basketball game in the last possession, or we've won the game. So when you talk about going into a tournament, you know, I think we all agree, you know, we're not record-wise where we would want to be at the end of the year. But I think if you talk about confidence-wise going into the tournament, I think our guys are fired up. They're going to play with great edge. They're going to play hair on fire, and we're going to be a tough out. We've got upperclassmen. We've got veteran guys that have played in conference tournaments before. So we're excited. You know, we're excited to get to Asheville, excited for the matchup with Western Carolina. Obviously a little unique playing them Saturday and then turn around and playing them. But I'm sure they'll prepare really well, and you know, we'll have a survive and advance mentality, and hopefully we'll get to stay there for quite a few days. So that's where we are with us, and you know, we're excited to get down there. If you guys obviously open it up for any questions now.
Rick kind of touched on it, did over the statement. It's kind of rare to play a team last game of the season and open up against them in the tournament. What is that like for you as a coach, just in terms of like, is that harder, is it easier, like how do you prepare in that kind of situation?
Yeah, I don't know if it's harder or easier. It's unique. You know, we talked about it. I'm sure I'm not in their huddles. I'm not in their coaching staff's meeting, but I'm sure, you know, we both obviously want to go try to win the basketball game last Saturday. But when you know you're playing a team Friday, there might be an adjustment or two that, you know, you want to look at that, you know, doesn't take place. So I don't know if it's any harder or easier. It's just, it's probably unique that you're, you know, virtually, you know, obviously we played Saturday, and really the only thing that mattered was whoever won got to wear white jerseys in Asheville. You know, we weren't playing for a bye or something along those lines. We were playing for, you know, wearing a white jersey. So, you know, like I said, I don't know if it's tougher or easier, but it's definitely unique.
And what's kind of your key to success in terms of playing at a really high tempo right now, all around 20 points, that's what's going to take you there?
Yeah, I think the word you'll hear me say, you know, really that you've heard me say the last couple of weeks is our guys are playing with edge again. And, you know, quite honestly, we went on 2-3 week break where we just didn't play with a lot of edge, and we kind of, our demeanor and maybe our aggressiveness kind of, we struggled to score the ball a little bit. And I think for that, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 game stretch, we allowed that to affect our edge. And, you know, so you look at the last 4 games, we played with that defensive toughness. We played with a mindset that gives us a chance to win. And obviously, you take the last, you know, Western Carolina, we make 13 threes. Obviously, it's a little easier in the game of basketball when you shoot the ball and it goes in. So that'd be really helpful if we could continue to do that next week. But I've loved our guys' mentality the last 2 weeks, and I think it's a long season. When you look at, you know, college athletics, it's one of the longest seasons there is. We have summer workouts. They get here in September. We're virtually into it. You know, you play all the way through March. So for our guys to have an edge with some of the adversity we face, man, I'm fired up to coach this group still.
How do you do that? You talk about being a long season. How do you keep everybody logged in for that amount of time? Like you talked about, how do you keep going practices and being fired up every week?
Yeah, I think you got to be the same guy every day. That's what we tell our guys. You know, you got to be champions every day. So you wake up and, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything. You wake up, you go to class, you treat people the right way. You got to be the same consistent person, player. Gives you the opportunity to be successful. Doesn't guarantee it, but I know it gives you the best opportunity. And, you know, for our guys, if you can be that consistent for 6, 7, 8 months, then you're going to have a fun experience in Nashville. You know, we're still building that every day.
Talking about the experience in Asheville, you know, obviously, our win was right, but I look at a guy like Chip going from each belt to, you know, SoCon tournament. It's your first, and then what do you hope to glean from it, aside from hopefully winning a couple games?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. We hope to go there and win 4 games. That's what we're hoping to get from it. But, you know, the truth is we're going to go lay it out, and we're going to play our tails off for each other. And, you know, I think in today's day and age, you know, it's great to say, hey, we may get some experience this year, but we can't even begin looking at next year. That wouldn't be fair to the guys that are out of eligibility. And we know we've got a good enough basketball team to go in there and make some noise. And so I think, you know, what are we looking to gain from it? We're looking to gain, you know, 1 game at a time, playing our best, and 4 minutes to go in the game, having a chance to win the basketball game.
Is there a guy on this roster that you felt has grown a lot in the last few weeks, few games, somebody that's really been stepping up that maybe hasn't been talked about a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, when you look at the course of a season, I don't know if it's been, you know, the last 3 or 4 games, but I think there's numerous guys. I mean, you take a guy like Brady Shoulders, 18-year-old freshman, we signed him, and he ends up playing 25 minutes a night in the Southern Conference. He's gaining valuable experience for his career. But I think, you know, you can name multiple guys. I mean, I think Lorenas Visteris has played well the last couple weeks, particularly on senior night. So, I mean, I think, you know, the growth of the season, I think you know, the one guy I'd probably point out would be Brady just because he's a freshman. But I think the consistency of Chip Johnson has been really impressive. And I think that's why we feel, you know, we've got a chance to go compete in Nashville. We've got toughness. We've got guys that, some more guys, some guards that can make some shots.
Ryan, on Saturday, I thought you guys did a pretty good job of defensively making things difficult on Western Carolina's 2 best offensive players, Cal and Polo. Can you just talk about the job you guys did defensively, particularly on those 2 guys?
Yeah, we didn't want to be on our heels. We were playing at home. It was our last, you know, game in Hawkins with those guys. Wanted to make sure we were the aggressor, and you know, I thought we did a nice job at ETSU with Kamari Peterson. I thought it carried over to Pelot and Kell, and those are 2 guys that have you know, had big nights in league this year. So obviously we got to find a way to continue that you know, next Friday night.
Coach, what's the one characteristic of this team you've seen develop through the years that gives you the most encouragement heading into the tournament this week?
That's a good question. I think you know, the thing I said it in the first press conference: tough together, unselfish, and that's a hard thing to do every day because toughness doesn't take a day off. You know, your togetherness doesn't get to take a day off, and the selfishness doesn't get to take a day off. And so I think when you look at the collective group of guys, you know, I can say sitting here going into March, I think we got a physically tough group. Again, we may be a little undersized in some areas, but if you look at all the toughness stats, we don't get out-rebounded, we don't turn over the basketball, and those are things that I think, they're a priority of our group, and I think our guys have done a good job with the physical toughness aspect of it.
This could be totally your coach, so if I'm asking. That first game, it's kind of supposed to be a disadvantage if you have to play it, right? But does that give you guys any benefits as a team to go down there, get that game, and hopefully win? And does it help you maybe build more of a hot streak when you get to win that first game?
I think you got to look at it that way, right? We get an extra 40 minutes in the arena. We're going to make some shots. We're going to feel good about it going into that next one. But if we start thinking about Saturday, then we're not doing a very good job preparing our guys. So, I don't know what it means. I know that we're going to go out. We're going to try to compete our tails off, media time up by media time out, and have our guys prep for a really good Western Carolina team. If it creates an advantage for us Saturday, great. But we get a chance to create an advantage for ourselves the next 3 days of practice. It's I don't really worry about things out of our control. I think sometimes people spend a lot of their time and effort on things that they just ultimately can't control. And I think for our group, for our staff, we do a really good job of prioritizing the things that are under our control. You can't control if the ball goes in the bucket or not, but you control your preparation for it. You can control some intangibles. And so to play them, it was kind of like, all right, well, guess we're gonna play them again. Again, not a lot of not we can do good or bad about it. Yeah, you got to play with poise, but you got to play with desperation, and that's a hard balance. When it is, one mistake can lead to the ending of your season. There's a desperation factor to it, but also I think the teams that play with great poise and understand it's a 40-minute game. You're not living and dying with every possession, but you are playing with desperation. I think those are the teams that ultimately have success there.
Coach, when you took this job, you said you've been looking at it for quite a while. Head job at Mercer, 1 year regular season complete. What you thought it would be? Yeah,
it's a monster league. I got a lot of respect from the outside, but when you get into it, understand that I think the beautiful part of it is it's been done differently. Different teams have won it. Different styles have won it. It's a great pure basketball league. You go on the road, you're going to have great environments. You play home games, you're going to have great environments. And so I think if you genuinely love basketball, this is a great league to be in.
Okay, anything else for Coach Ritter? All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Well, again, thanks to each one of you who have been here faithfully each Monday since August, and we certainly appreciate all the coverage you give us and your support and dedication. Thank you very much, and now let's go take care of business at Asheville. You guys will lead us through the lunch line. We appreciate it.